Your website, when you list coins, do you list them in a code system or do you list a price?
Just the price.
Okay. What's wrong? Calling your attention again to Plaintiff's Exhibit 9, specifically to page DEF 34.
Okay.
Is this an invoice you received for a coin that you bought?
Correct.
On the right, it says in handwriting PD, and then below that TBG. Does that mean that the Bolton Group paid for this coin?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea what TBG, what's wrong? Do you have any idea what TBG could refer to, if not the Bolton Group?
I don't know.
Calling your attention to the next page in Plaintiff's Exhibit 9, page DEF 35. Do you see that page?
Yes, sir.
Do you see where it says in handwriting Bolton Group on the top right of the page?
Yes, sir.
Is that your handwriting?
I think so.
Did you ever tell Mr. Mooney the price guides are unreliable?
Sometimes.
You sometimes told him that, or you told him the price guides are sometimes unreliable?
Sometimes price guides are unreliable.
What's the relevance of a mix of auction prices from various different firms?
It gives you a flavor for the rough market value.
Are some auctions better at gauging market value than others?
It depends.
Which ones would you say are better?
It depends on the size of the collection they're selling.
Calling your attention to page DEF 184. The $1884 coiled hair sold at auction.
Okay.
Is this a coin that you owned or that Rocco Marini owned?
Yes, sir.
Who owned it?
I owned it, then he owned it.
How much did you sell it to him for?
1 million.
For 1 million?
1 million.
Sold it to him for 1 million in when?
Don't know exactly.
And this auction indicates that it sold in January 6, 2000 for $126,500.
Correct.
How much had you bought this coin for?
I believe it was 425.
So you bought it for $425,000 and sold it to Rocco Marini for $1 million?
Yes, sir.
Who would own any of the coins on H. Edwards' website other than you personally or H. Edward?
Customers or other dealers.
So you sometimes post coins that other dealers are selling? So you sometimes post coins that you're helping other people sell?
Yes.
And do you post them for a markup over the price they will receive if the coin is sold?
Yes, sir.
What markup do you take on those coins that you post on your website?
It depends.
Is 10% your typical markup?
Yes.
Sometimes more, sometimes less?
Yes.
Do you ever mark something up that you post on your website for as high as a 20% markup for you?
Yes.
Ever as high as a 50% markup, 50?
I don't believe so.
Looking back, do you think you treated Rocco Marini fairly while he was your close friend and you were doing coin business with him?
Yes.
You think you treated him fairly in your sales of coins to him?
Yes.
In your purchases of coins from him?
Yes.
In advising him as to coin values?
Yes.
Do you think you treated him fairly in advising him as to which coins would be a good idea to invest in or not?
You got to repeat that.
Okay.
Do you think you treated him fairly in advising him as to which coins would be a good idea to invest in or not?
Yes.
Do you think plaintiffs committed any misdeeds or bad conduct that should bar them from being able to sue?
Don't know.
Can you think of anything right now the plaintiffs did that's bad that should prevent them from having any claim?
No.
And same, calling your attention to page 371 and specifically to the third transaction listed on the page.
Okay.
Do you see a listing of $290,000?
Yes, sir.
Is this a deposit of $290,000 into the checking account of the Bolton Group?
Yes.
And was it on February 27th, 2004?
Yes.
Do you know what this deposit was for?
No.
You think it was for a coin you sold for $290,000?
I don't know. That's 5 years ago.
Did the Bolton Group have any assets other than coins that might have been worth $290,000?
No.
Can you think of any way the Bolton Group could have come to be paid $290,000 other than through selling a coin?
No.
Drawing your attention to page 377.
Okay.
Is this a record of a wire transfer into the account of the Bolton Group
It looks like it.
for $290,000?
Looks like it.
And does the information just below the price indicate that it was a payment by T&R Knitting Mill?
Correct.
So does this clarify that the $290,000 deposit the Bolton Group had on February 27, 2004 was a payment by T&R Knitting Mill via wire transfer?
It looks that way.
Calling your attention to page 381. And specifically to pages 381 to 384. Is this a complete 4-page banking statement that you received?
Yes.
Do you see that near the top of page 1, it lists both Harold E. Adamo Jr. and Lisa M. Adamo?
Yes.
Is this a joint account held by both of you?
Yes.
You're both joint account holders on both the savings account and the checking account?
Yes.
You're both authorized to make deposits into this account?
Yes.
Both authorized to use these funds?
Yes.
Are there any transactions you can see on page 381 to 384 that are the reason you selected this one to print?
The $200,000 credit memo.
Where's that? On what page?
DEF 383.
And what is that $200,000 credit memo?
I believe it was a payment to me.
From whom?
Marini.
What was this $200,000 for?
I don't know.
But it was put in your account on October 14th, 2004, we know?
It looks that way.
Going down a couple lines, does this page indicate that on October 21st, a week later, you wrote a check for $200,000 from this account?
Yes, sir.
Would that have been possibly to buy a coin for Rocco Marini with the $200,000 he gave you?
Possible.
Do you think that's what this was for?
I don't know.
Do you think of any records that would clarify whether that's what this was for?
No.
Calling your attention to page 394. You see in the top left where it lists Harold E. Adamo Jr. or Lisa Marie Adamo?
Yes.
Does that mean that this is a checking account jointly held by the two of you?
Yes.
So you both are authorized to make deposits or withdrawals or use the funds in this account?
Yes, sir.
Do you know whether page 394 lists any transactions with any of the plaintiffs in this action?
Yes.
Which one?
The one for 500,000.
The second listed account activity, the $500,000 credit?
Correct.
What is the Rocco Marini Revocable Trust?
I don't know.
Would you understand this to be a payment from a fund that Rocco Marini controls?
Don't know.
I believe you just said this is a payment from one of the plaintiffs in this action, correct?
It looks like it.
Okay. What was the payment for?
Don't know.
Did you ever sell Rocco Marini anything for $500,000 other than a coin?
No.
Did Rocco Marini ever give you $500,000 for anything other than a coin?
No.
So the only reason you ever knew Rocco Marini to give you $500,000 was for a coin?
Yes.
What's the most expensive coin you sold Mr. Marini?
1 million.
After that, were there any other coins worth that you sold to him for close to $1 million?
What do you mean by close?
Did you sell any other coins to him for more than $500,000?
I don't believe so.
Same question as to selling T&R Knitting or Josephine Marini, any coins for $500,000 or more? Can you think of any?
No.
To the best of your recollection, you've sold any of the plaintiffs in this action only one coin worth 500,000, only one coin for $500,000 or more. The one coin you sold Rocco Marini for $1 million?
I believe so.